Here's how I added 1 million in value to a £700,000 property in Finsbury Park in London. Welcome to my first video on property renovation for beginners. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my approach to increasing your property's value through a back to brick renovation. This basically means taking an old rundown property and maximising its potential as a modern home. Now, if you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Karisma. I'm an architect and interior designer for Louis Vuitton, and I've been designing buildings for the last 10 years. So what does back to brick actually mean? Well, it literally means taking a property back to brick. It's bare bones. As a starting point, when you're looking to buy, look for older properties that have good bones. I'll explain what this means a bit later. These are homes that may need some repairs and a bit of updating, but generally they have a lot of potential. Good internal space, high ceilings, good natural light, large room size, and generally there's a lot of potential. When it comes to renovating, there are 4 key approaches. Number 1 is fixing what's broken. You can start by repairing essentials like the electrics, running new plumbing, replacing old windows, and this is a great time to add insulation as well, because later down the line this can really reduce your energy bills. Number 2 is cosmetic updates. This is giving your whole space a refresh, and it involves giving a makeover through a lick of paint, new flooring, new fixtures, and really is a visual aesthetic approach to your space. This is when you can really turn an outdated space into something very inviting. This one I would say is very high impact and low cost. Number 3 is making spatial improvements and improving the general layout of your house. If you can think about rearranging rooms to create a better flow, making the space work for you, and also increasing the amount of natural light coming into your property. Even a small change, like moving the position of a wall, can increase the amount of natural light into your property so dramatically. Here's an example of where I've improved the layout of this property to maximise the amount of natural light.
For the ground floor, I opted for a much more open plan layout. This allows the natural light to flood through the full ground floor, so you always get the best natural light and this very light, airy, fresh feel.
And finally, approach number 4 is to expand where you can. If you do have the option, consider adding a little extra space. This can be in the form of a rear extension, a loft conversion. Really look at where you can actually increase the amount of floor area to your whole property. A key tip here is really to maximise your plot under permitted development. You can avoid a lot of the headache that's involved in the planning process. I mainly focus on fixing what's broken and giving the whole look a refresh. These are often very low cost but very high impact. Depending on whether it's a rental, your personal home, whether you're looking to flip and sell, you may prioritise one approach over the other.
In this property, I maximised the development potential by adding 2 loft conversions and a side infill extension, all under permitted development, which added around 25 square metres extra in space.
So now that you've done the repairs and updates, now is time for you to add your personal touch. This is where back to brick really comes into play. By preserving elements like exposed brickwork, restoring old fireplaces, reinstating old cornice details and panelling, you can really start to blend these elements with more modern finishes and create a space that feels both classic and contemporary. It's all about mixing the old with the new and finding a balance in a way that reflects your style. When it comes to budgeting, allow for around 10% of your renovation budget for quality updates and around 5% for unexpected things. And believe me, during a renovation, there are so many unexpected costs and you want to be prepared for them. Renovating a property back to brick is all about preserving the original character, but also giving it more of a modern touch so it suits you and the way that you want to live today. It's not always about restoring something back to the old way of doing things, but it's to give it some more character and place it within the context of its history. Taking a property back to brick is a really rewarding experience. There's usually a complete unrecognisable transformation, taking you from something you couldn't have even imagined to this final product. It gives you a chance to completely revamp the whole property. You can't even imagine the same space from where you started to where you've come to. And you don't have to start from scratch with a new build. If you're planning your first renovation or you're just trying to freshen up the look of one of your rooms, This is a great way to start and can make a huge difference. I'll be sharing more tips and insights on property renovations in future videos, so don't forget to hit subscribe and let me know in the comments if you've got any questions. Thanks for watching.